Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So a little while ago, Jimmy DeResta made one of these things here. He made his a little different, so I thought, you know what, that looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to give it a shot. I call mine the Cat Old Polt. And the reason we made this thing is not only because it looked like fun, but it's because of this guy right here. We're going to shoot dog treats at that thing. You think it works? Let's give it a shot. You bet your sweet bippy it works. Let's get started. Danielle likes You Met Your Sweet Bippy. My daughter's in the shop today, everybody. There she is. Say hi, Danielle. All right, y'all. Let's get to it. You bet your sweet bippy that thing works.
So to begin, I'm going to put a crosshair on this board so that I can find the center. And that's just standard 1/2-inch plywood. I didn't use Baltic birch because I figured this was going to be a prototype and I knew there was going to be changes that need to be made. Zeroing with the paper, of course, adding the dust collector, and we've got a new dust collector coming here real soon that we're going to put on this machine, and it's from PWNCNC. But as we continue here, we're going to cut out some circles and some squares, and we're going to cut out the shape of the, I think they call it a transom, but I'm not sure if that's correct. But in any case, in Jimmy's video, he creates this thing on one piece of 24 by 24 inch piece of plywood. He uses Baltic birch, and you can actually download his pattern or his software and cut this out yourself. And that's what I did. I downloaded it and I used it as a reference to create my own style. Now I used Carveco software to make this thing, and I just kept going back to Jim's version for reference to get an idea of what pieces I needed, and then I created them in Carveco to my own liking. Boom, this is what I came up with. Now right off the bat we can tell that there's things that need to be changed. The wheels are too small, so as you can see here we're going to increase the size of those wheels. They were 2 inches in diameter to begin with, and these are now 3 inches in diameter, and you're going to be able to see the size difference here in just a second. Quite a bit bigger. Reason for that was I needed to raise the framework off of the table a little bit because the throwing arm was rubbing on the table. But we got that fixed, and then there was a few other things that we needed to change. The switch assembly that I created didn't work, so we had to remake that into this. And the hook that was on the throwing arm was too short, and as you can see here as it comes around, I've increased that considerably. And we'll put this together with one of these and make sure that it works. And after I get all the changes made, the sanding done, we'll see that it throws correctly. We'll make a second throwing arm and we'll begin the glue up process. Now that's a bad camera angle and I apologize for that, but I'm drilling the hole for the pin so that it creates a pivot point for the switch. And here we are, the first throw. It's pretty exciting. Didn't go very far, but it actually proves the concept that it'll work. And I used CA glue here, 2P10, to glue this together. And I used a little bit of yellow goop on it as well in some spots. But the CA glue is plenty strong enough to hold this little catapult together. And as you can see with the bigger wheels, it lifts the frame up higher off of the table. A little yellow goop here on the arm to put the two arms together with. CA glue to hold it in place until the yellow goop dries. I had my inspector there checking to make sure that his launcher was going to work correctly. His nose was in the shot there for just a second. Some more CA glue to create the cup that we can throw the dog treats in and do some throwing. Another change in the design for mine was I used bungee cords, and as you can see them right here, when we squeeze down the hooks so that they won't come off, and later I put a little dab of CA glue on them to hold them in place. And here's the first throw after the completed assembly. A little more impressive. I can clear the table now. I'm looking for anything to throw. I was having so much fun with this thing in the shop. These things are a riot. But the real reason for this, other than just having fun, was this right here. so my shop helper number 1 can have some fun too. And he is really enjoying this thing. Now there was no end. This could have went on for hours. I'm sure Atlas would have enjoyed this, but we can't continue that. He can't have that many treats, although he really would have eaten everything I threw at him. It's kind of funny, you can see his dog bed there on the top of the screen. When we first started playing with him, 2 or 3 of them dog bones went underneath that box, and I had to move all the furniture around to get him back out. So we didn't want to do that anymore. But the little guy needed to get involved in this, and he's not putting up with throwing anything. He said, just throw me the bone. So that's what we did. He's a pretty good catcher. But at any rate, I hope you enjoyed this video. It sure was a lot of fun making this thing. I know Atlas is enjoying it. I hope this maybe made you smile. I hope maybe you learned something, picked something up. Give us a like, a share, a comment. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.